Hello, everyone. Welcome to Thursday's live show, guys. You can start posting your questions in the comment box. There are lots of things that we can share today, we can discuss today. You got a update from Queensland, and many of you have watched my video, I think, and I believe that information was really, really helpful to everyone. So Queensland is going to open for ROIs for tomorrow. As such, there's no rush. Okay. You don't have to rush. If you meet the criteria, only then you lodge a ROI for Queensland. If you don't meet the criteria, then you don't lodge the ROI, because you must meet all the Queensland's criteria at the time of ROI application. Very, very important. So a lot of you have mentioned many questions and comments in the comment box, especially in relation to that video. And I want everyone, if you guys are watching my video now, please bring all those questions in the comment box and I'll try to answer your questions. And we are live on YouTube as well as on Facebook. And I would share the screen on Facebook and give you more information if I need to share screen with you. Okay. And if you are on TikTok, please help me in double tapping the screen. I want to see at least 50 or 60 viewers. And I have started getting some questions from I think from Facebook. I think Harish Chand Dio is asking, what about Dama visa? So Harish Chand, I'm not sure what is your question related to. I know you want to discuss about Dama visa, but please narrow down your question. What exactly do you want to know about Dama visa? It's such a big topic on which I can speak for 2 hours. What specific thing you are interested to know about Dama visa? So generically, Dama visa is an employer sponsored visa. You need an employer in one of the Dama regions if you want to apply for that visa. Okay, if you don't have employer, then you can't apply for Dama visa. Okay. Sabi is asking, hi sir, I am currently on 482 visa. Can I do diploma in psychology for 1 year and later 1 year master? So 482 visa does not restrict you from study. I would recommend you please read conditions on your 482 visa, and if the conditions of 482 visa are not study, I don't think they have a condition like this, but you can still check. If that if there's no condition restricting you to study on 482 visa, then you can study, but you have to also make sure you don't sort of breach any other conditions, because 482 visa also require you to work with the employer who has nominated you for that particular position, as long as your study is not conflicting with the full-time work requirements for 482 visa with that particular employer. So you're not breaching any condition, it should be fine. Okay. All right, so continue posting your questions. If you are on TikTok, please double tap the screen. And if you guys have any questions related to migration Queensland, okay, if you guys are based in Queensland, because Queensland is opening for ROIs tomorrow for 491 and 190. If you've got any questions about migration Queensland, please bring all the questions to YouTube as well as on Facebook if you can, so I can share screen with you as well. Queensland also has published their criteria. They have also given indication on their offshore and onshore list as well. Okay, so I would be happy to share screen with you and show all the information. And if you guys are able to hear me properly, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, and if I'm not audible, please write in the comment box. Someone is asking, do you have office in Perth? No, we don't have office in Perth, but we can still serve you from from our Adelaide office. We serve clients throughout Australia. Many of our clients are based in Queensland, many in Melbourne, Sydney, Perth. You could be located anywhere. That does not stop us from helping you in the capacity of a migration agent. Kripa Ben Sparks is asking, when do we expect 491 invitation? So I can't really comment much. 491, the states are still waiting for allocation. the final allocation from Department of Home Affairs. Hopefully that comes in next 1 to 2 weeks, and then probably states will start taking applications as well. Okay, so we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. Manjot? Okay, so I have a question from Lakshmi. Is there any chance for 75 points for RN invitation 189 in Queensland? So first of all, when you're looking at 189 invitation, no matter what state you are living in, it doesn't really matter. Are there any chances at 75 points? I believe they have invited a lot of nurses in this financial year, and at 75, not every nurse may not get invited. But if you have attained like those 75 points, like 6 or 7 or 8 months before, and you have been in the system for a while, then there are chances you may make it to tie break point. Okay. Are you guys aware of what is tie break point? Okay, please don't post any questions. Please don't post any questions. Okay. Are you guys, if you guys are aware of tie break point, what is a tie break point, then raise your hand. If you guys know what is tie break point for SkillSelect EY, please raise your hand. Sami Podel is asking, what are chances of RN NEC with 85 points for 189? We don't know experience current trends. So Sami Podel, if there is any round for RN, then you can get invited. 85 points are pretty high. Very, very good. Okay. Suman Chetri was asking how a year nurse conversion program in ECU Perth lead to PR. So there are certain 1 year programs. I don't think they're taking any more admissions, but there's 1 year program in one of the university in Perth. If you have done bachelor's of nursing and if you got some type of work experience as a nurse from Australia or from offshore or any other country, you can get admission in that course. And that allows you bachelor of nursing degree. Okay. And that also allows you registration, and you can also apply for skills assessment on the basis of that degree. So there's no problem whatsoever. As long as you're able to register as a registered nurse in Australia with the help of that degree or qualification, then that is fine. Okay. You can apply for 189 on the basis of that. Ashley Suwasan is saying, are there any chances for 186 visa grant restart? I'm not sure what do you mean by restart. So 186 visas do get granted throughout the year, but yes, the Department of Home Affairs gives a certain number of places. I think this year it is 44,000. So once that number of applications have been decided or granted, then you have to wait for the next year's allocation for some of those grants. But priority for 186 is regional areas, and in regional areas as well, if you are far-flung regional area, then you even have more priority. Thank you, Manjot. Okay. Sultan was asking, is disability support officer still in the list for sponsorship? Disability support officer. So I wouldn't say disability support officer, but there is an occupation disability services officer. Okay, it is a skill level 2 occupation, and it is closely related to. We'll need some water, Manju. It is closely related to. It is closely related to community worker, and community worker is available for 491 and 190. Okay. But disability support officer, if you're just using this alternative title as disability support worker, then that is a skill level 4 occupation. Then you can't do general skill GSM. Veterinary nurse skill assessment, which state is good? Veterinary nurse, so any state, but think about regional area. You may get 491 or 190, but from a regional area only. Not a high priority occupation at this stage, But in the past, Victoria and New South Wales may have given invitations, especially for veterinary nurse, but you have to be working in regional area. Okay, I have a Bittu Didi Vlogs. Bittu Didi Vlogs is saying, what about 1411185 including state from offshore aiming for number any chance? I have to check Bittu 1414. So cafe and restaurant manager from offshore, I would say very, very limited. Okay, so cafe and restaurant manager from offshore, very, very tight and very limited. Guys, if you are watching on TikTok, please hit that follow button if you haven't done so far. And I'm also being joined by Mr. Manjot. Manjot will also assist me in helping, assist me in questions. And just pardon me for this a little bit of noise because we are also making tea as we speak. So my kettle is making a bit of noise. Okay, so continue posting your questions. There are so many questions coming on TikTok, guys. If you want us to show you the screen and share the screen with you, then please come onto YouTube or on Facebook. So I'll be able to share screen and show you answers and your comments as well.
So let's take some questions from TikTok. So 70 points. So someone is saying about ECT. 70 points, ECT Victoria 190. Any chances?
70 points ECT, very limited. I would recommend you move to regional Victoria, and even if you find work as an educator, which is skill level 3, they can still nominate you for 491. That was their previous year's criteria, and I hope they don't change the criteria, so it will be all good for you.
Suman Shetri, how a nurse conversion program in ECU Perth lead to PR?
I think I've discussed that already. So nurse conversion program, if that allows you for AHPRA registration, then you can get skills assessment and you can go in.
I think ECU doesn't have a nurse conversion program. I think they only have, Master of Nursing graduate.
So they one of the university have
Curtin. That's a Curtin. But
ECU at it.
No, Curtin University in Perth.
Yeah, they have 1 year program. I don't think ECU have 1 year program.
No, ECU doesn't have.
They may have program, but you have to check. That program should lead you for nursing registration. If the program does not lead you to nursing registration, that is not the right program.
So you have to check first. Actually, when you are choosing a program, so please check firstly, because even in a previous year, some of the universities have these kind of conversion programs,
but not
of 1 year. But they are actually increasing their course length actually towards the 2 years, or maybe they are doing Bachelor of Nursing graduate entry, or maybe a Master of Nursing graduate entry, or Master of Nursing entry to practice, Master of Nursing pre-registration. Yes. So they are just making these type of courses. So make sure that you are checking the course requirements and the course outcomes, whether it will lead to the upper registration or not. So then it will help you.
It is important for you to read what this course leads you to do. So if it allows you AHPRA registration, then there's no issue at all. You can go for that course. But if it doesn't allow you AHPRA registration, then you need to to make choices on the basis of that. Rajiv 141, how to contact you? Rajiv, you can see our number here, +61 452 169 200. Guys, if you haven't done so far, this number, the number that you see on the screen here, and for YouTube and Facebook, the number that is scrolling on the bottom, +61 452 169 200. This is our number. You can add that number to your WhatsApp, and in future communications, you can.
So I also want to answer Angie Chidzungu. So Angie, what options for visas are there for social work?
So social workers. So if you are a social worker offshore and you've got a relevant qualification and work experience which could be documented, then you can apply for a social worker skills assessment in Australia. Once you have skills assessment, you can do EOI and ROI. You can get invited from offshore as a social worker. If you are onshore, the same process is required. A lot of international students come to study different other courses and then switch to social work. If that is the case, then you again, after completion of your studies, you apply for skills assessment. The only challenge with social worker skills assessment or registration is to have 7 each bands in IELTS academic. Okay, they don't accept PT, and that is a potential challenge for many of you. So as long as you're able to get good bands in English, that is all good. You can get skills assessment. And we had social workers invited in large numbers in latest 189 round. We had a client invited at 80 points, and I've also heard from other agents their clients got invited at 75 and 80 points. So social work is a really, really good course, very good course. So if you guys are looking to take admission, want to discuss course related matter, you can simply send us a message on WhatsApp, and Manjot will be in touch with you to undergo the basic assessment. And if required, I can also talk to you as well, and we can help you with the thing.
So Rajiv 141, sir, small business visa is on. Is there any small business visa?
There's no small business visa. I'm not sure, Rajiv, what you're referring to. Please be a bit more specific.
It was in Queensland, I think.
SBO, if you're talking of a small business visa SBO, so that is closing from tomorrow, 19th of September. Small business.
They have a stream before, actually. So but they are closing by tomorrow.
Okay, but if you have already bought the business, you can still take use that business if as long as that business is settled until 30th of September. If you're going under small business program through Queensland 491. Someone is asking how many months Indian passport validity for entering Australia and travel in airlines. So if you are in Australia and you hold Indian passport, if you want to travel offshore, they won't stop you even if your visa is expiring, even if your passport is expiring tomorrow. But the generic requirement for airlines is to have at least 6 months of validity on your passport before you're able to travel. Okay, that's just a generic requirement. So Rajiv 141, if you have not bought the business yet, then it is not possible. That pathway is closed. Shishir is asking, sir, what's the chance of getting 190 in ACT as a chef with 120 points in next round? So I think ACT points. ACT invited had a round, I think, a couple of days ago, and I do not have a lot of clients in ACT, so I can't really share any real-time data with you, but I have seen other agents posted some of the data about different invitations and different occupations and points. I think they also invited chefs and cooks this time. I'm not sure what numbers. And ACT generally publish all that data on their website, so it is worth for you to visit ACT's website and check from there. Rumor, Naisha is asking, is it just a rumor or confirmed, since agents should have more info ROI New South Wales like Victoria for 491 New South Wales? Naisha, for Victoria and New South Wales, there is no information yet. I'm not aware of any information. With Queensland, we attended a seminar which was headed by the program officer from Queensland Migration. There were a couple of officers there, and that program was part of a CPD activity for migration agents. So you saw a lot of migration agents who attended that seminar, and I was also one of them. And you might have seen my detailed video. That video came after that seminar. So that whole information that you see in that video is what is Queensland's new program.
That's based on that seminar.
Yeah,
that information. So
Bikramjit is asking, what are the chances for 189 analyst programmer, 190 and 189 from offshore? I wish you all the best, Bikram. Can't really comment much on IT related occupations. 90 points are not too low, but it all depends how many people they invite. So if they invite like good number, like 500-600 people, then you may get selected. But if not, then there would be a lot of people sitting on higher points than you as an analyst programmer. I can have a quick look though. Okay, guys, as you all know, we are equally competent in Hindi, Punjabi. So you can ask any questions in Hindi or Punjabi as well. And if you're watching me on TikTok, I want a lot of people, all of you, to help me in double tapping the screen. Once we hit a number of 70 or 75, that would be the time we will start taking calls. Roughly about
Chattha,
6:30.
can you please retype your question? Chattha 326. So Karandeep Singh, 1 year experience in SA, enrolled nurse, 1.5 year visa, left Warrant 5, or any chance this year? Karandeep Singh, are you working in main Adelaide or out regional?
So, Manjot, I'm going to stop you a little bit here. So, I am going to share this screen with you, and that will show you, that will answer Bikramjeet Bain's question. Bikram, you can see here as analyst programmer, we have at 90 or higher, we have almost 1,000 people. So I don't think, given that 189 number of invitations, number of places are only like 16,000, and that to the visa applications, you may not expect more than 12 or 13,000 invites in total, for spread across, I think, 220 different occupations. So chances with 90 points for 189 are very limited. Okay. And now you're left with 189, 491 and 190, which are state-based visas. Again, people apply in big numbers there as well, especially if you are from offshore. So fingers crossed for you. Wish you all the best.
I think they may look the experience, country experience as well.
Yeah,
I
work
think so.
experience is important.
Work experience and the work, the where the work experience is carried out. For example, in Dubai or maybe Singapore. I think
Not
is that work?
necessarily.
Is that
No,
work?
no, not necessarily. It's mostly about the work experience on EOI, and it's mostly about English work experience and things like that. It's the 189 is purely point based. It is purely point based. So higher the points you have, the better the chances.
Chattha 326.
Darshan Kurmi is asking, sir, मेरा 494 फाइल अप्लाई कितनी है सर, कितना को टाइम लग जाता? 494 रीजनल वीजा है, ठीक है, ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगना चाहिए, 6-8 महीने तो लेके चलो, बट नॉट मोर देन दैट, आई बिलीव. हाँ जी, प्लीज.
So what about the enrolled nurse, sir? So someone is having a 1 year of
देखो,
experience.
enrolled nurse हो, ठीक है, if you are enrolled nurse, and especially if you are in South Australia, don't rely too much getting invitation if you are working in Adelaide or Greater Adelaide. If your employment is in outer regional, you stand best opportunity to get invited, because you can also unlock 491 as well as 190, and people do prefer, if there are lots of people waiting for invite, I can have a quick look. So if you come to
and try to increase your try to make sure that you are having a superior English.
Superior English is always good, because it can make a huge difference.
It is always recommended.
So in South Australia, we have 553 enrolled nurses. That in expression of interest for 553 enrolled nurses in South Australia, only for 190, and 499 for 491. So that number is like reasonably big. Remember, South Australia will get maybe 3,000, maybe 3,800 places if the number of allocations stays same as they were last financial year. If they only get these many allocations, I don't think they're going to invite 500 enrolled nurses. They may invite 50, 60, or maybe 70, and only from the EOIs, especially if you're contributing to regional area, because when there's more competition, they prefer inviting people who are contributing to regional area. So that is going to be very, very important. So if you are enrolled nurse in South Australia, And if your visa is valid for next 1.5 years and you are thinking that you're going to get invited while living in Adelaide, you may be you can wait for a few more months, but the chances are limited unless um, unless they have a dire need. But at this stage, I have a couple of my friends who are working in especially in healthcare sector, especially in the area of aged care. They were saying that a few years back enrolled nurses were required in aged cares, but because of the changes in management in the aged care and the funding and all that, now they are looking for less enrolled nurses. But it might change in future. If it changes in future, then there would
I
be
think
more
it is
vacancies,
it is about giving the medications,
medication and all that. Yeah, so
because
that
even the aged care persons and the disabled care can also administrate
administer, yeah, medicines. Yeah.
medicines because they have the license of giving them. So I think
Naveen is asking, my occupation is electrical engineer. I have 7 years of experience in solar. I have 95 points for 95.1 at 9 because my wife occupation is not even. What are my chances? That is fine, Naveen. I think your points are very good as an electrical engineer. I don't think they invited any electrical engineer.
chances of Sneha Pradhan. So Sneha Pradhan, wait for.
Please wait. Please wait.
Yeah.
So we are taking questions on all platforms. So that's why I am sharing screen about 189 invitation. Okay. So if you guys are here with me, I can check. So they invited electrical engineering draft person. They invited electrician general. Okay, but they did not invite any engineers in this time. So they haven't invited any engineers, especially for 189 in this time. So this invitation round for 189 was based on highly required occupations or high demand occupations, mostly included trade, teaching, and health. Most of those occupations were invited, if you see here, but not engineers. And I believe there are high chances for engineers to be invited in the next invitation round, which can happen in next 2.5 months. And I was talking about tie break point. This thing is very, very important. So if you're watching my live show on YouTube as well as on Facebook, I'm sharing the screen there. You may be able to see this highlighted part. I'm not sure if you're able to see it clearly or not, but I have also showing my screen on full size so I can read it now. So they are saying the highest ranked EOI by points score will be invited to apply for their visa before an EOI with lower point score. Okay, so highest ranked EOI will be invited. Now in the next line, they have written the EOI who have equal points scores. We will determine the time and date. So not only just the date, but also the time and date of time and date at which the EY reached its score of that subclass. So that means it simply means if you have 100 people sitting on say 90 points on any specific occupation, and if they have only 10 places allocated in that particular occupation, they are going to invite those 10 EYs that reached 90 points at the earliest date. Okay, so for example, if you have electrical engineer who attained 90 points last year in the month of October, and you have another electrical engineer who obtained those 90 points in the month of October as well, but the very next day, so first person may get invited, the second may not. And remember one thing, you also need to understand it's not only about the date, but it is also about time. So for those guys who have submitted their EUIs themselves, and for those people who are working in the industry, if you're listening to my video, you know that when you submit your EUI, not only that date comes there, but they also have time. So that means even if on the same day you attained those number of points, even on the same day, it really matters how quick those points were updated. Okay, So if someone's points were updated in morning and someone's points were updated in evening, it also makes a difference.
Yeah.
It also makes a difference.
The morning
on
person will get invite before that person.
Evening
Because
of that tie point. So 189 is very, very important for you to update your points. Another thing that you need to keep in mind, if you get invited for 189 and if you are not able to justify those number of points when lodging the visa application, it is going to get refused. Okay. What a lot of agents also do, especially in offshore countries, what they would do, they would just claim your incorrect points, say 5 years experience, 10 years experience, and when you lodge a visa application, it is going to be refused. If it is refused, there's no point of doing it. And not only that, if you provide any fraudulent documents to justify those points, you can also get public interest criterion 4020, which will ban you from lodging any application for Australian visa for 3 years. So it is not worth it, guys. Okay, so always do the right thing because it is the right thing to do. Lazmim Tazarin Jahan is asking, I'm doing part-time job in regional based employer for 9 months. Thank you. So Jasmine, I'm not sure what is your question related to. I will read the previous part of your question. Just give me 1 sec. So you're saying I have 80 points for 189, 85 for 190, 95 for 49, and the occupation is 2621112. Student is So, Jasmine, as per Queensland's this year's criteria, anyone who currently holds a student visa, whether you are holding a student visa after 485 visa or this is your first student visa, even though you meet all the criteria, you can't apply for ROI in Queensland as per this year's criteria. Okay, so if you are a holder of a student visa, international student, you can't apply for ROI for Queensland. Okay, I am so sorry, guys. I've been answering a lot of questions mostly on YouTube and on Facebook, but we are also reading questions from TikTok too. Okay, Lalita, key
So
question.
let's say the Sneha Pradhan, chances of 80 points for 189 and 85 points for 190 New South Wales for RN aged care.
मेरे हिसाब नाल आ सकदा. So Sneha, your profile seems to be pretty good to me. Let's wait for New South Wales criteria, and I think you've got pretty good chances.
So and Satnam Garibal, they also reduced PT score for 186 visa. So we know that the PT scores are a little bit reduced, but PT is a little hard as compared to.
So PT score, if you're going for 186 visa, let's have a look. So it's not reduced as such. Okay, there are some changes that are coming for 482 from October. Okay, I have to actually look at that. I haven't really gone through that MIA's notice, but it may change a little bit. Probably I have to read it and then give that information to you. Okay, Anup Maharjan is saying, I'm currently on 407 ART. Does this hour count towards my JRP, sir? Should not be a problem. Yes, as long as you're working lawfully in Australia, you're allowed to work. You should be able to count those hours for job ready program. So if you, Lasmin, Tarjin, if you are in New South Wales, then you may be eligible based on New South Wales criteria, which is awaited.
So this is my friend. Please answer this. Gagandeep Singh.
Gagan is asking, community worker 491 visa with 90 points, lives in Western Australia from 6 months, graduate from SA. So if you are employed as a community worker in Western Australia, we have to look at Western Australia's criteria when it comes out. But if you are employed, employment is going to be a key here. Okay.
Yeah, I think Gagan is I call him Raja. So
Raja ji, अगर जो तुसी काम कर रहे हो, then it is fine. ठीक है, wait कर दें criteria का. कुछ ना कुछ हो जाऊंगा. Your points are.
I think he is working in very good company.
Kushal Sekhon की पूछ रहे हैं. RN aged care with 80 points with EN skilled partner. So RN वाले EN skilled partner दे point नहीं claim कर सकते. Unfortunately, 190 chance in Victoria. Can he get 190 as RN at 80 points?
80 points on 80 point it is possible because we have seen some invites even for the RN and NEC.
Because a lot of people are going to get invited for 189 as well, and those places will become available for Remember, you got to understand one thing. This is a story for Melbourne, Sydney, and Queensland. So in Melbourne, Sydney, and Queensland, what we see from these states, even though they have health in their priority, they don't give large number of invitations in RNs, and there's a big reason for it. Okay, the reason is most of the people who get 189 invite, they tend to live in Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane, which are metropolitan cities in Australia. And these states know that even if a person is living in South Australia, if they give them 189 invite, they're more likely to move to Melbourne because 189 does not restrict them anywhere. This is one of the, you got to understand those trends. This is one of the reasons they may not nominate you for 190, even though your occupation is in high demand, unless they have dire need of those people, right? So this is something that you really need to understand. So that's why if you look at Victoria, it's not that Victoria is abandoning registered nurses, but they know that out of those 2,000 nurses they got invited for 189, maybe 50% are already living in Victoria.
They're
So
also, and they are still living in Melbourne, and
They're still living
they
in
don't
Melbourne.
want to waste their seats.
So that is one of the reasons, and then they don't want to nominate you again for the same visa if they have been already invited. So this is why if you are looking for, if you are on lower points, and if you want to stick to those states, you don't want to move anywhere, my recommendation to you would be to move to regional area in that state. So if you're in Victoria, you are on relatively lower points. If 189 cannot click for you, then you need to move to regional area, and probably that will allow you to do 491 as well as 190 depending on that state's criteria. So just you got to be very very smart. ਛੱਤੇ ਦਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਪੁੱਛੋ ਭਾਜੀ।
ਚੱਠਾ ਵੀਰੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਵੀਰੇ ਦੁਬਾਰੇ ਟਾਈਪ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਭਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਯਾਰ, ਲੱਭਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ।
Okay guys, now I'm going to take calls in another few minutes. Okay, but I want to see some more viewers. I have like 6 people I think on YouTube and combined on Facebook, which is fine. On TikTok we have 44 people. I want to see at least 70 viewers, and if I hit that 70 viewers number, then I will open my phone for taking calls. So we can only take calls on normal number from Australian number only. No WhatsApp calls and no WhatsApp numbers, no calls on WhatsApp whatsoever. Whether you're calling from Australia or offshore, no WhatsApp calls, unfortunately. And if you guys have any questions that you cannot post here, you can also send me a message on WhatsApp as well, +61 452 169 200, and I can read message from there. Anyone who calls us during live show agrees to the terms and conditions that your voice would be broadcasted live on social media platforms, and you have no problems with that thing. Okay, so I want everyone to please double tap the screen. Please don't put any questions on TikTok. Please hold off all the questions on TikTok because I'm not looking at the questions now. I want everyone to help us getting those 70 viewers, and you can do so by double tapping the screen. If we have like 48 people, if all of you double tap the screen for next 2 minutes, it will automatically bring more viewers, and then we can start taking calls. I'm taking a little bit of rest. Please help me in double tapping the screen. Yes, let's go guys. Quick. So we have 5.7k likes, 5.8. Keep double tapping the screen. I want to see at least 70 viewers before we open the calls. So if you're calling from TikTok or from live show, we are not ready to take calls yet. I'm waiting for 70 viewers. I'm waiting. That is my target for today. That is the time when we are going to open for calls. Okay, if you guys are watching a live show for the first time, this is the time to hit that follow button if you haven't done so far, and not taking calls if you're calling me from the TikTok live. And if you are calling me generally because you want to book appointment and stuff, you may have to wait. Okay, we'll take some more questions. until we are waiting for some more
Viewers.
43, 45. They are just scrolling.
So we want 70 people.
We want 70. Today's target is 70, and probably you guys can help me to attain that number.
Our Vinod is continuously liking this live.
That's
So
good,
we
Vinod.
can
Vinod, thank you
Vinod,
for
thank
your
you for-
contribution. Always love your work.
Thanks for
Your
supporting.
support. Thank you for everyone's support who support us. Remember, at Endeavor Education and Migration Services, we put our heart and soul into what we do. Okay. And our purpose is to get you to PR in the best possible way, not by misguiding you, not by just considering you as a money paying unit, not by just considering you as a client, but considering you as our brothers and sisters, and sometimes daughters and sons as well. So this is our purpose, and you guys can help us maintaining those
Only
standards of
Mohinder
work.
can think.
No, no,
But I'm not.
only me.
Most of you are my brother and sisters.
My daughter is 16, and when I see some of my clients' birthdays are in 2001 and 2003 and 2004, then they're not very far from that age.
Now
So
we have the people of with the birth year 2006.
so
2006.
okay, no caller ID, no caller. Please don't call me yet. Okay, all right. So I don't think you guys can help me in getting 70 viewers. So I would just settle for 50. I will reduce my target.
Yeah, we
So-
negotiate it.
You share, you invite other friends, do whatever you want to do. But I won't take calls until we have at least 50 viewers.
And we are not picking any call.
Any calls for now, and no caller ID.
No
Someone
caller
is
ID,
calling
please.
us from no caller ID. So no caller ID, no calls from no caller ID. Okay. So
ਚੱਠਾ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਦੱਸ ਦਿਓ।
ਪੁੱਛ ਦਿਓ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਬਾੜੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਦਾ ਵੇਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ। ਆਈ ਐਮ ਹੈਪੀ
ਚੱਠਾ
ਟੂ
ਜੀ
ਆਨਸਰ देयर
ਚੱਠਾ ਜੀ
ਕੁਐਸਚਨ।
ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਆਨਸਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੀ ਕਰਨਾ। ਚੱਠਾ ਜੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਟਾਈਪ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ, ਐਂ ਕਾਹਨੂੰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ।
And so we are waiting for 50 viewers. The moment we hit that target, we're gonna take call. Okay. We are only going to take calls once we hit that 50 point. Okay. I'm not sure you guys are going to help me. Let me try to invite some more viewers from my side because I am very strict with my target today.
And
we have
words.
40 only and my words. You have to be, ਉਹ ਬੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਜਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਲੈਣੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਾਲਸ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਲੈਣੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਮਿਨੀਮਮ 50 ਵਿਊਅਰਸ ਤੇ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ as I said earlier we put our heart and soul into what we do and we also if we help you by producing those 10 and 15 minutes videos bringing all the information to all of you we also expect you to help us as well. So I've got 41 viewers. Let's help everyone to meet the target. And if you help me in getting the target viewership of 50, then I'll start I'll start taking calls. Here we go. I'm gonna invite some more people. You just have to hit. It doesn't need to maintain those 80 or 50 people there, but it at least should hit 50. 48. It's coming. 49. Here we go. Just one more. We have 49 viewers. No. One more. 48. It has to hit 50. I'll only accept call if that number hits 50. And I'm doing my best to bring that to 50. 45. So it is reducing again because people are not interested, maybe working and stuff. So we are looking for 50 viewers. We want to see that 50 target. I did my best. No one can complain. I did my best. We did my TikTok go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's invite more viewers. Probably some old ones. Okay.
These people are from your contacts.
Okay, are they?
Yeah.
So 42 again. Not we didn't hit 50. 50, 44. Yes, 44. Let's try some more.
If someone can share this live with
Yes,
10
and if
people,
you're
I
able
think
to
we
help
can
get us,
get we
yeah.
can get to the 50.
49.
Just one more.
Just one more. It's getting to 49, not just 50. All right. All right, come on, guys. Invite some more viewers, and I will start taking calls. So 49. It just so double tap the screen. If you double tap the screen, it will automatically invite more people. That's how TikTok algorithm works. But it is reducing now because some people come and some people leave. 49. So it has to hit 50. 47. Okay. Even Vinod can't help us. Rasdeep is asking, is there any possibility on 100 points with software development in Victoria for 189? Software development, 100 points for software development skill in Victoria for 189. So first of all, 189 is not based on state. It is only based on points. And software developer, let me have a look. Software developer. Software. I think most of the time engineer. Most of the times it is software engineer skills assessment, and you're looking at 100 points. Look, 100 points are pretty good because as a software engineer for 189, if you have 100 points, you are in top 120 people. That means you do have some chance. Okay, you do have some chance to get invited. Seema Thapa, hi sir, I just finished my bachelor and planning to apply for TR. Will I get 4 years TR if I move to Tasmania? No. So if you have studied in Tasmania, only then you get a 2 years, 1 to 2 years additional. So remember, guys, a lot of this information. Look, guys, I'm not happy to accept calls today because we were not able to meet any target. So if I meet any target anytime during this live show of 50 viewers, then we can take calls.
The target is 50 viewers.
50. So it was 70, but I reduced it to 50. I'm not able to take calls, unfortunately. Sorry. Okay, so but we will continue answering your question. There are we are receiving continuous calls from people, but if you guys want us to answer your question, you can just post in the comment box here. Okay, and if you need to discuss your profile with us, the best is to book appointment, and you can book appointment from our website. Okay.
Sony, sir, welder with 80 on points in Victoria. Should I go for 190 and 491?
So welder they which welder were invited, a few welders were invited for 189 this financial year. It all depends. This answer to this question depends upon your current visa and how long you can wait. So if you are able to wait, if your visa allows you to live for another 1 to 2 years, you can wait and try for 190. Okay, welders are definitely required. There's no issue with that, but generally state-based visas are they're based more on states requirements, and they know
their current situation actually.
And states know that if an occupation is in high demand, or they know that this occupation is in dire need, and if you are currently employed, then they probably look at the businesses to sponsor those employees rather than using state nomination. So there are different facets of this state nomination program, and every year they have different considerations and different criteria, so it's a bit tricky.
Amrit, tour carpenter in Queensland, 70 on, good chances.
So very good chance, Amrit. If you are a carpenter, you are in Queensland, if you want to apply for 190 and 491 in Queensland, you need to have at least 3 months of a full-time work experience, and your salary is going to be really, really important too. Okay, so your salary factor is also very important, along with English and skills and all those things.
Sarkar Patti, hi sir, I completed my master's in England and I have a relevant degree experience. How can I apply relevant degrees? So in which sector, in which field that you have done your master's, Sarkar Patti? Marketing specialist, 85 points, 82k salary.
Marketing specialist, 85 points, 82k salary. The problem would be your employment. If you are not working in regional Queensland, then chances could be limited.
ਸਰਕਾਰ ਬੱਟੀ depend ਕਰਦਾ it depends actually how many points do you have in expression of interest and how much experience do you have. It depends actually. Master in Science and Project Management.
गगन संधू यार 100 कमेंट कर दिए. गगन फिर से कर दो कमेंट. Remember there are 40 people and lots of people when you put your comments, when those comments are
Scrolling actually. This is why
so
we
can't
generally ask to come over the
on
over the
TikTok or
YouTube.
YouTube.
ਚੱਠੇ ਵੀਰੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਵਾਰੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਟਾਈਪ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਦਾ ਆਨਸਰ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਵਾਰ ਚ ਦੇ ਦੇਣਾ ਸੀ. ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਟਾਈਪ ਕਰੋ ਦੁਬਾਰੇ. ਗਗਨ ਵੀਰੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ.
ਚੱਠਾ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਫੋਨ ਆਨਸਰ ਕਰੋ. ਫੋਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਨਸਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ.
ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਆਨਸਰ ਜੀ. ਫੋਨ ਨਹੀਂ, ਅੱਛਾ ਫੋਨ ਨਹੀਂ, ਫੋਨ ਦੀ ਟਰਮਸ ਐਂਡ ਕੰਡੀਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਵੀਰੇ.
ਫੋਨ ਪੱਕਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਜਦ we have 50.
ਇੰਜੋਏ ਕਰਦੇ ਨਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੀ.
Rakesh is asking, hi, is it usual hours counted toward casual hour 2 years required experience for 186 age care? Are casual hours counted towards? Look, for 186 age care, I'm not sure if you are being offered 186 directly through age care, probably look at age care labor agreement in that position. So you need to look at that agreement, what specific terms and conditions are for work experience. Okay.
So Krish Kumar, student visa, how long processing for this student visa? If you have done from offshore, then it may be even 10 days to 2 months, or if you have done onshore, then it may be of 6 months to 8 months. And Chattha question, 65 points in carpentry NSW sir. 65 points. Chatthe bire thode ne 65 points pure de pure.
If you have your own 65 points, 189 भी आ सकता future ਦੇ rounds ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਤੇ ਵਿਕਟੋਰੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ. 194 ਵੀ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ. Or I've got a question on, I think on YouTube.
Yes, SK, it is very sad that they are not having a student visa holders in their state nomination program. Yes.
So a bottle is asking, hello,
any ਆ ਸਕਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੂਰੇ high chances ਨੇ.
Hello, any chance for 80 points 189 and 85 points 190 Victoria ECT? Okay, very good question. So can you get 189 at 80 points? Just chances seems to be limited. Can you get 190 from Victoria at 85 points? So Victoria considers a lot of factors: employment, salary, location. If you don't have any work experience, you may not have much chances. And if you are offshore again from offshore, if they only invite people with work experience, then you would be very, very limited. Okay. Apply for regional as well. So target 491. If you are offshore, probably target 491 in regional Victoria, or even regional New South Wales, or any regional area, maybe in South Australia or other regional. You have superior English, that's your added advantage. But without work experience, when they have more EOIs from the people who hold work experience in Australia, why would they prefer you without work experience from offshore? Okay, from offshore they do give invites, but for people with relevant work experience. भाई साहब की पूछ रहे.
भाई साहब 75 पॉइंट कम्युनिटी सर्विस इन ACT. 75 पॉइंट्स ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆ ਕਿ ACT ਮੈਟ੍ਰਿਕਸ ਤੇ ਹੈ? ਪਹਿਲਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਸਾਡਾ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਜੇਕਰ 75 ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆ, 90 ਪੁਆਇੰਟਾਂ ਦੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਪੋਸੀਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆ. ਓਕੇ, ਸੋ ਜੇ 491 ਵਗੈਰਾ ਟਾਰਗੇਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਪੋਸੀਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ACT ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. ACT ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਨੀ
they also look at their matrix points as well ਨਾ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ I think ਕੁਝ ਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਇਨਵਾਈਟਸ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਨਾ ਲੇਟਲੀ.
ਨਹੀਂ, ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਗੱਲ ਇਦਾਂ ACT ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ.
So Canva Matrix publishes all the invitation rounds. Download copy of Matrix invitation ranking. Okay. Just give me 1 sec. I'm having a look.
Okay. Let's see.
So new data is not updated for Canberra Matrix, but I'm aware that they have invited maybe they received some interim quota and they have invited some RYs. Okay, where are we?
YouTube.
So I have a very
YouTube भी देख
good
लें,
question
देख
from
लो सर जी.
from Mohammad Aleem Khan Lodi. Sir, why 189 grants have slowed down?
They haven't slowed down. Actually, they are prioritizing some occupations, especially.
In one sense, yes, the number of invitations that you used to receive are limited, are less as compared to previous years. Last year we had like roughly 17,000 places. This year also, if it stays same, which is going to happen as per the announcement. So this year as well, you're gonna get those 17,000 sports for 189. But yes, those numbers are relatively lower as compared to 2021 and 2022 and post-COVID and that time. Look, government has a lot of pressure. You got to understand it's always demand and supply. We do need young people in Australia, but at the same time, with this anti-immigrant protests all over Australia and what is going around all over the world at the moment, you talk about what's going on in Gaza, Ukraine and Russia, and some conflicts in Africa and other Arabic regions. It does put a lot of pressure on the local governments as well. Okay, they have their own apprehensions about immigration and all those things because they do have problems in the parliament if you don't listen to the people and what's going on in the media. So that also affects immigration. But the matter of fact is, with only 2.63, only 2.63 crores, that's in Indian language crore, but I think how 22 millions? Yeah, 22 millions,
Yeah,
the
million
population.
we can say,
Yeah. We do need lots of people here. Okay. And without immigrants, Australia, it is difficult to survive in Australia, especially if you look at jobs such as health sector, aged care, disability workers, taxis, transport. Mostly all these jobs are run by immigrants. So and these jobs are really really important for everyone, every single Australian. And there are a lot of people who are actually maybe listening to my live show and live videos, and we do get lots of racial comments as well. And if there is some Aussie looking at my video, you might agree a lot of people who actually took part in that anti-immigrant those rallies, they probably took a Uber back home, and that person was Indian, and they ate in the restaurant of a Chinese. That restaurant was Chinese, and when they went home, and the very next day on Sunday, when they went to see their mother in the aged care, she was being looked after by another Filipino aged care worker, or maybe Kenyan nurse, right? So look, but these things do have impact how government
migration is
makes
actually
this.
migration is everywhere. We can't say that migration is not we can't say that migration is not even in a single country.
Everywhere,
every country
everywhere.
has some migrants, and people are even migrating between the states. They are migrating interstates, they are migrating region to region, actually. So even
so
it is even it is a biological, actually.
It's
so
a worldwide phenomena. And especially when we talk about Australia,
if we talk about birds, if we talk about any animals, they're also migrating to search for their good.
That's probably a bit too far.
Even every person,
the birds don't do anti-immigrants.
No, they don't do the rallies.
But it's a biological
if we
fact,
say about it is a biological fact.
So it's a kind of natural thing. People do keep moving from one place to another. But yes, that is one of the reasons I would say.
They don't do the migration rallies.
But birds don't do migration rallies. That's what I was trying to say. But yes, it does affect all these things. All these factors does affect migration negatively. But in long run, we do need people, and you cannot survive without skilled migrants.
I've got one question from TikTok. So Pavanjit is saying, "Sir, if tier is expiring and can we go offshore, lodge student visa, and come back, we'll get a bridging visa? B, bridging visa. So Pavanjit, so I have answer for you. So you can apply for a bridging visa when you will come back, but you have to prepare for your student visa outcome, because the when we lodge any student visa by going offshore, then it may get granted or it may get refused, or it will be decided in next maybe I can say 1 month, 10 days to 1 month. So you have to be very careful when
Okay.
you are choosing a course, or make sure you are when you are choosing a course you are going upward, you are increasing your level. If you are in master, if you do the coursework, then you are doing the research, or
So
if you have
discuss
done
with us if
bachelor's.
you want to discuss it in detail.
I'm giving
Please.
a little bit detail to the other people as well who are on any kind of visa and they are thinking to lodge any student visa by going offshore. Make sure that you are increasing your study level. If you are in a bachelor's, do masters. If you are in masters or in of coursework, then do master of research.
There are certain suggestions that we can make,
Yeah.
but individual circumstances may vary. So please
Yeah.
book appointment if you want
Even
to
the master
discuss.
people can even apply for the PhD.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Harmanjot is asking 70 points painter for 189, which state is good for 190 and 491, currently living in South Australia. So Harmanjot, South Australia भी थोनो 491 वास्ते invite कर सकदा. Okay. So you got to understand one thing, your employment has to be strong. ਆਪਣੇ ਦੇਸੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਦਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਚੱਕਰ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਪੈਸੇ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਜੌਬ ਰੈਡੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕਰਵਾਤੇ ਆ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਐਮਪਲੋਇਮੈਂਟ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੰਟੀਨਿਊ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ, ਕੰਮ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਐਮਪਲੋਇਮੈਂਟ ਵੀ ਮਿਨੀਮਮ $25-26 ਤੇ ਹੈ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਨਾ, ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹੋ ਚਾਹੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਚਲੋ। ਜੇ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਸੋਲਿਡ ਜੌਬ ਲੱਭੋ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਲੱਭਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜੌਬ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਊਥ ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਤੇ 491 ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ। ਕਾਫੀ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਆਏ ਹਨ, ਬਟ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਐਮਪਲੋਇਮੈਂਟ ਬੜੀ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਸੀਗੀ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। All right, so let's continue answering questions on TikTok. What do you have? Lapin Najirs is asking 186 nomination approved, applied on January. What's the timeline and what can be points of rejection? Okay, so if the nomination is approved, that's a great thing. Can visa be refused? Yes, visa can be refused if you don't have 3 years of full-time or part-time work experience or equivalent, part-time equivalent full-time, or if you don't meet health or character criteria, okay, or if you provide any fraudulent documents to the Department of Home Affairs now or in the previous applications, or if you don't have English, or if you don't have skills assessment. These could be some of the reasons your 186 may get refused after the approval of the nomination. So in the nomination application, they generally look at genuine position, whether LMT is done or not. They look at the business credibility and business financials, and how the business is going to sustain the burden of the salary for 2 years for that particular employee. But in visa application, normally applicant's criteria is looked at. But if nomination is approved, I don't think there would be any strong reason for refusal of visa application unless you fail to meet the visa applicant's criteria.
Official Gurleen Kaur Kapoor. Sir, what are the chances for RN NEC 75 points in SA for 190 and 189, please?
So South Australia the graduate ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 6 months the work experience ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਸੀਗਾ. That was the case last year as well.
189 mushkil hai, but in case of 190 we can say if you are meeting the state requirements.
And not only that, Gulin, if your current visa is valid for the next 1 to 2 years, you can continue to work on improving points. If you have only 75 points, maybe have NATI or maybe 79 is a superior English, that can make a huge difference. Okay, please don't post the same question again and again. And if you guys have any questions, you can continue posting them in the comment box. I wanted to take calls, but I could not take calls because we were not able to meet that 50
and the
required.
People who hasn't followed us so far, please follow us for new updates and for new news.
That's right. The question was for my friend. I'll ask her to talk to you. Absolutely, Pavanjit. Koi dikkat nahi hai. You can definitely ask your friend to talk to us. No issues whatsoever. Okay, for those who are new to our live shows, let me introduce myself to all of you. My name is Mahinder Singh. I am a registered migration agent based in South Australia. We only have one office. I know there is another name with another endeavor
And
somewhere in
tell us
Melbourne.
about your background as well.
And
What was your background?
my
when you were
background,
in-
yes,
When you were
definitely.
in India, and what have you done in your studies?
Okay. All right. So Manjot is asking me questions about background. So we'll talk about that. So I'm a registered migration agent, and obviously I'm being assisted by Mr. Manjot. So if you talk to us, either you'll talk to me or you'll talk to Manjot, and Manjot looks after admissions and student and all those kind of things. I look after more like migration kind of things. So uh, our purpose is to, when people say, sir, at that time I did not get right advice, okay, this is one of the reasons we do these live shows, because we actually discuss real things here. We are not going to tell you anything which we are not able to justify lawfully. So if you guys are looking to get PR in Australia, you got to have the best possible advice possible. And remember one thing, nothing comes for free in this world. Okay, there is a cost to everything. If you want the best advice, you also probably need to afford that best advice. And not only that, you have to pay and then also follow the advice and get constant um, feedbacks from your migration agent. You need to be proactive. Don't just hire a migration agent then sleep, because migration agent do not give you visa from their own pocket. They help you with the process for you, and you pay the migration agent, but it is your duty to make sure that the migration agent is doing the right thing. Very, very important.
It means you have to keep in touch, actually.
Yeah, you have to keep poking
Keep
your
in touch
migration
then,
agent,
yeah.
and it is the duty of the migration agent to respond to your calls, respond to your emails. Anyone who is working with us, please share your experience. I have, like, some of my clients have like a thread of like 120 emails with me while this whole process, from the point they get in touch with me for the first consultation. So if you book consultation with me, you expect three things from us. So first of all, I'm going to spend half an hour to 45 minutes with you. Okay, you pay $165, and during that, with that, I'm also going to give you a letter of advice, formal letter of advice in black and white. I'll write that on your email, and that will, you will know your path, what you're required to do at what stage. Okay, and also within 3 months from the date of booking, you will also get a follow three minimum follow-up emails I can answer for you. Okay, and if you sign up anytime between 6 months from the date of booking, those $165 will become part of your final quote, so you don't lose anything. Okay, I can only do this much, right? If you get a better deal than that anywhere, and that professionalism, I would recommend you guys go for it. उस बंदे दे पैर दो ते पियो ते उदे अपना काम करवाओ. ठीक है. And another thing I want to highlight here, most of our communication is going to be in English, because that's the official way of communicating in Australia. Okay, मेरी अंग्रेजी कोई बड़ी हाई फाई नहीं है, मैं टुट्टी फुट्टी अंग्रेजी जिन्नी के कर लेंदा, but we try to speak in English. The reason being, because I see a lot of people, you get really, if someone speaks Hindi or someone speaks Punjabi, you really get like attuned to that person कि बस यही मेरा भगवान है, इन्हें हुन करना है. And काफी सारे जेडे एजेंट हैं, they don't even have a MARA license. So that means you're not actually getting professional help, and that information could be just free. So you got to be very, very careful what you are doing. 18 साल ते उत्ते हो, everyone, all of us are adults. If you're more than 18 years, you are responsible for what happens and what goes wrong in your life, and what good you do or what bad you do in life. Okay, so now coming back to your question, Manjot was asking, sir, apna experience this. So for those who are new to my live shows, you know my name but may not be aware of my background. So I moved to Australia back in 2010. Okay, I come from a small town in district Kangra in Himachal Pradesh. The name of my town is Palumpur, and then there's a village. The village is known as Jalag. If you Google it, you can find Jalag and Palumpur in Himachal. Um, that's where I come from originally. I was a veterinary officer, so I studied Bachelor's of Veterinary Science and Animal Husbandry from Agriculture University in Palumpur. And after studying, I worked as a veterinary officer for 5 years in the state government from 2005 to 2010. when I came to Australia, I worked in different fields, including sales, factory in food processing, and a couple of other places. Even I've done wine pruning. You name it, I've done it. I haven't done the taxi, but apart from that, I've done almost everything. And 2017, because I loved to talk to people, I loved mentoring people, and I'm hardworking. I'm a self-made man. So in 2017, I started with PTE. So there are a lot of people who know me because I used to teach PTE from 2017 until 2020. And during that time, during the PTE time, I came across a lot of students who were really struggling in their life because they never had right advice, because there were not many agents who were doing the right job and right thing. Everyone is after money. This is where it comes down to. This is where so I was able to see that there is a definite need out there for the right advice, and that's when I thought of studying registered migration agent course, and I finished that in 2021. I was the first one who completed the whole thing within so I started in July and I had my license in October next year. So 12 to 13 months. Because I did, I did really well. I think it was a new field for me, but because I'm studious, I'm hardworking, I know I can do it. Okay. And then from then on, I became a full-time migration agent. So far, we have assisted over 150 people with their visas and stuff. Okay. And we are still counting on it. From the very first day,
Still making records.
yeah, still making records. We from the very first day, I had this thing in mind that we have to help people, not treating them as a client only, and not to treating them as a unit of money only, but treating them as a real human beings, because we really value that. Because one person has a whole family around him. If we change one life, that person will change many other lives who are associated, whether children, family, mother, father, brother, sister. अगर जे ऑस्ट्रेलिया ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਆ ਕੇ ਪੱਕਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ 10 ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਆਸ ਹੁੰਦੀ, right? And it applies to every country. So this we came to this profession with these three promises. We want to provide honest, we want to provide ethical, and we want to provide professional and transparent advice. So this is why I'm big on emails, because I want to give you every information on email. I don't want to keep my clients in dark. And this is how I take over a lot of clients from other agents, and when we ask them what stage your application, no one knows, because there was no communication, there was no letter of advice, no one even knew what is actually going to happen with their things. So it is really important we put our heart and soul into it, and we really want everyone. If you guys haven't followed us so far, please do it now and book appointment with me if you haven't done so far. And if you haven't discussed your profile with me.
Yeah.
We are unique and we make a huge difference. We are not like agent. You talk to them and they give you only 15 minutes while you have paid $250 and maybe $300. They give you only 15 minutes and फिर ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮਜ਼ਾਕ ਵੀ ਉਡਾਉਂਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੱਸਦੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ situation ਤੇ. And I hate that. We are not judgmental. You come to me, you are like any XYZ person who comes to meet me. My duty is to assist you as a migration agent, and this is pretty much what without being judgmental. So we are different in that sense. Okay, so let's answer some more questions, and then after that we'll probably call it a day. Lapin Jaris, is everything you mentioned is good? Employee applied on January. What's the timeline? Okay, so in the regional areas, if you're talking of 186, I think your question was related to 186. In regional areas, 186 is relatively quicker. My experience is 6 months from the date of a visa application if the nomination is approved.
I think most of the 186 applications are taking around 6 months.
Yeah, no, not in some cases, especially if it is not a regional area, then it can take up to 12 to 18 months. And I have some cases in which people have been waiting for 18 months. Can you? That's a very good question from MRT. Can you apply from offshore? Can you apply from Victoria?
From any other state?
From any other state to Queensland?
No.
The answer is
no.
No.
From offshore, we can apply from like outside Australia, but not from any other part in Australia.
Either you are offshore or you are living in Queensland.
Yes.
Only then you are eligible to apply for Queensland's state nomination this financial year. There was only one state that allows offshore EOIs, and that's Western Australia. We don't know how they are going to do
Open
it this year.
Yeah.
So Roshan Bojwani, I think Roshan, we have discussed. I think you had the same question as you had on TikTok. 186 direct entry, if it is a regional area, it can take up to 6 to 8 months. But if it is a non-regional area and a non-priority occupation, then it can take up to 12 to 18 months as well in some cases. Okay. Which one? Vinod, technical NEC, 80 points, last invitation point, please. For sure, Vinod, I can have a quick look. If you are on
YouTube, Vinod is everywhere.
Yeah. Science technician NEC. So have a look if you are on YouTube, Vinod. I'm just sharing the science technician NEC. Okay. So under science technician NEC, because it's a short-term occupation, eligible for 190 and 491. And I think your question is related to South Australia. In South Australia, we have 25 people and we have 29 people for 491. So 25 for 190, 29 for 491. Okay. I hope that helps. Not a big number, but we haven't seen a lot of interest in this occupation. They do give invitations, but not in large numbers, unfortunately. I have a question from Brajesh. She's asking, hi there, a lot of people getting invited by South Australia if they have not studied in South Australia but worked here in their nominated occupation, mainly restaurant manager. I don't think you are saying a lot of people are getting invited. That number is not a lot. Yes, we do have a pathway working in South Australia stream that requires at least 12 months of work experience as per previous year's rules. We don't know, these rules may change this year. Okay. So it's not that a lot of people are getting invited. It may be
similar what I'm expecting.
It will be same. Yeah, this year as well. There won't be any change. I expect that too. All right, guys. I hope I'm looking for a little bit of feedback today. No matter where you're watching us, please stop the questions. That's the end of the question and answer session today. I'm going to answer this last question from Gokul Sharma. In retail management will no longer be upcoming 482 list. It may or may not be. We don't know yet. Yes, there are going to be certain changes. No one knows.
It would be a surprise for everyone.
Because what happens is some occupations get really exploited. And then department feels, hey, there's a lot of exploitation in this kind of occupation. So they're not going to deal with that exploitation,
especially with the overseas qualification and the right pathways, because even most of the people have the overseas qualification, and these are very normal qualifications if we say about the overseas.
So someone is saying, I have positive NMAC assessment done. Can you help me with the visa 482 as a personal care assistant? If you have NMAC skills assessment and positive, why wouldn't you apply for general skilled migration by yourself? Okay. If you have a positive skills assessment, I'm not sure you're talking of personal care assistant. Okay, so you may have personal care assistant skill assessment. Look on Department of Home Affairs website. There is a list of all the employers who got HK labor agreement, and you should target them for visa. You should target them for jobs, and maybe something materializes. Can we help you to secure employer sponsorship? No, we can't. Not as of today.
But if you have any employer who is willing to sponsor you, we can help
you with the process,
and we can help you with the visa process.
125Z Chen is asking, hi sir, can my employer submit a nomination via 186 direct entry via their personal email account? There's no one stopping you, but remember, these 186 nomination application is even complicated for a migration agent. How your employer is going to do it? Don't take that risk. You're going to lose the application. It is going to get refused, and you're going to lose your chances. So don't do it. Stop your employer. I know it's costly for a migration agent to do it, but I don't think anyone can do it themselves and get a positive outcome unless they are super smart. Okay, unless they are super smart. For me, when I came into employer sponsored visa, these kind of visas, then I had to do a lot of homework before I could lodge my first nomination for 186. It's not about lodgement, it's about whether it is granted or not.
Whether it is
Lodging,
fully ready or not.
it is decision ready or
Yeah.
not. Okay, Brijesh Lamichane is asking, is 2 months enough to apply sponsorship under DAMA after DAR endorsement, DAMA agreement? Absolutely. So Brijesh, if someone has got DAR approval already, and even if they have lodged the nomination, even if they have lodged the DAMA labor agreement application on the Department of Home Affairs website or email account, you can still do the nomination and the visa application. Okay, there's no issue in that.
I think Brijesh is confirming whether his migration agent has done this thing or not.
So look, guys, I do lots of damas. If you have any questions in relation to remember one thing: you always pay for what you get. So if you pay for a cheap thing, you only get a cheap thing. If you pay for a quality thing, you only get a
some of the people don't know that what to do, and even their employers are doing a visa process, but even the candidate doesn't know that what's going on,
What's going on, because there was no
my visa application
communication.
is lodged or not, whether they have addressed or not,
because you don't have any communication from that person. So look, we can only help you if we are representing you. Can a migration agent take over your work from other agent? Absolutely you can. It is entirely the applicant's decision who they are going to hire for their work. Okay, no one can stop you from doing it. And migration agents are registered with MARA, and MARA can really restrain, or they can also discipline migration agents if they don't do the right thing. This is why we go by books. You'll have everything in detail in written, so you know where your case is, right? Okay, guys, thank you very much for
thank you
your time. I'm looking for a little bit of feedback. Sorry, I started reading comments again. So give me your feedback. What do you guys want us to improve in our live shows? Okay, tell us if there is anything that you guys want us to improve in our live shows. I'm not going to answer any questions, please.
We're just taking feedback, and next live show will
we will answer questions. So next live show is going to happen on next Tuesday, and the following Thursday again. You can ask all those questions at that time. So is there anything that you would like to suggest us as an improvement for our live shows? And if you guys can also put that feedback on our WhatsApp as well, on the same number, which is here on the screen, and on Facebook and on YouTube, you can see that scrolling on the screen as well. Okay, you can put those comments here. We're always happy for receiving any feedback. Okay, thank you very much. I'll give you 1 minute on TikTok.